Hello, I'm Donna Watson. I live in Northern Ireland. I had my urostomy 13 years ago, and since then I've managed to do quite a bit of travelling. So thought today we would just have a chat about making it easier when you travel. The travelling that people worry about most is flying. Okay, so be prepared. Think about what you need for twice the length of your holiday or your trip away. Take extra supplies. If you're going with other people in your group, for instance, my husband, he carries half my supplies and I carry the other half. I also tend to put some in my hold luggage, but these days you can't guarantee your suitcase is going to be at the other end, so don't rely on that at all. When you book your airline ticket, request when you book at the time of the booking, request an extra carry-on bag. Most airlines, if you explain the reason, say you have a medical reason, you need to carry medical supplies, will let you take on an extra piece of hand luggage, so which just gives you that little bit more room. As everyone knows, we need so much stuff when we travel that it just makes it easier. I also book when I'm booking on my ticket. You can book your special assistants. The special assistant staff are at the airport to help you in any way they can. They can go from meeting your car and lifting your luggage and taking you in a wheelchair, or just helping you with your luggage, helping you with check-in, making sure you get on the right plane, managing your extra luggage. They are fabulous and they're there to make it easier for you. Always remember, as we all know, that flying, getting to a gate, doing all of that is a long journey. So if you think it's too far to walk, book special assistance, but book it when you book your airline ticket. If you rock up at the airport and say, I need help, the chances are you're not going to get it because they have to pre-arrange staff and sort out who's doing what. So, right, that's that. Then the next thing everybody worries about is security. When you get to the entrance of the security area where you show your boarding pass, it is easier if you whisper to them, just quietly say, you have a medical product, you will struggle to queue because you will need to use the toilet, and they should fast track you. In every sentence, I'm going to say should, because every airport is different. Some are amazing and some are pretty rubbish. So I tend to be upfront, tell people I have a stoma, tell people I will need a toilet, that I will struggle to queue for an hour. Obviously, when you arrive at the airport, nip into the loo. Never go past a toilet without emptying the bag. The extra 15 minutes of that bit of urine being out of your bag can be a lifesaver. So we've got into the security queue. Hopefully we've been fast tracked. You are going to come round then to the actual security folk. You've put your liquids in a bag, you've taken off your shoes, you've put your phone in that tray, you've done all that. And then you either, this is where it gets a bit complicated, you're either going to walk through the arch that we've all done for a long time, and the chances are it will do nothing. You have no metal on you, so it's not going to ping. I normally, and if you notice people that have stomas, especially urostomies, we touch our tummies. As soon as you mention urostomy, your hand goes to your tummy. So I normally whisper, again, you can be very discreet, say to the security staff, I have a bag, or I have a stoma, or I have a medical appliance, doesn't really matter how you describe it, and walk through. Now, the chances are you will walk through, they will ask you nothing, and on you go. Gather up your belongings, and you're up there buying your duty free. There are new scanners coming in. Most airports have one of them. By the end of this year, the old-fashioned scanners will have gone and the new scanners will be in place. And it is more of a body image. So you stand against in a sort of booth thing hard to explain. You stand up with your hands up, your feet in a certain position, and it scans your entire body. Now, what will show up, it's not a body, it's an image. You wouldn't know hardly if it was male or female, but it will show up a little area on where your stoma bag is, on the security screen, where there will be a security person standing there. So they're going to see that area and they are going to wonder what it is. So I then say, it is a urostomy bag. It's full of urine, and that's what it is. Now, some of them who have done proper training will say virtually nothing. They will possibly just wave you on. But because it carries liquid, and bombers in the past, we have to be safe on a plane, bombers in the past have used liquid to get explosives on board. So with liquid, they need to test it. Now, because we have touched our bags, all they normally need to test is our hands. And they will either swab it with a little, like a wet wipe, and then put that wet wipe into a machine, or they will ask to look at your urostomy bag and possibly swab around the outer rim. They're never going to ask you to empty it, open it, do anything else. They will just swab around the outer rim and your hands. Now, if you're not happy for that to be done in the queue with everybody bustling about, and most people aren't, you can ask to go to a private room. The private room is right behind the security. You're not taken away halfway across the airport. It's right there. 2 women will go with a woman, 2 men will go with a man. And they should be polite, pleasant. We all read horror stories on Facebook. Those are very, very rare. 99% of the people going through will have absolutely no problem. Will sail through. Perhaps be asked what the area is. Yes, I have a urostomy. Yes, it's urine. Would you like to swab my hands? And that's the end of it. And there you are, you're through and you're having your gin and tonic upstairs. And it's so simple. Right, what's next? When I am booking my ticket, if it is a long haul flight, more than about 4 hours, you've sort of got 2 choices. One, book an aisle seat, and then you can jump up and down through the flight and nip to the loo, and it's all very straightforward. I tend to book a window seat. I know that means you're sort of a bit more hemmed in, but what I do is I put my night bag inside a Tesco's carrier bag, and beside the seat at the window, I connect my night bag up, put it in its plastic bag, throw a light blanket, pashmina, whatever, over my knees, and nobody will see it. It's discreet. You're not having to jump up and down constantly. And then getting close to landing, I disconnect, gather it all into its plastic bag, nip to the loo, empty the night bag, and then throw it all in the bin. And I just have found that easier. Short haul flights, I tend then to try and book a window seat, an aisle seat, and then just nip backwards and forwards to the loo. So those are our main worries. Obviously, we all need to drink plenty, and I do. I constantly sipping at a bottle of water, a glass of water, the odd glass of wine. You're there to enjoy yourself, but just keep touching the bag, just make sure it doesn't get too full. And flying is no longer as easy as it used to be, but it shouldn't be unpleasant. It shouldn't be difficult. I think we just get flustered. From the minute you drive up to the airport, you're thinking, will they think there's something wrong with me? Will they pick me out? Will they embarrass me? Will my bag leak? And it's scary. But I have found if you just go with it, be upfront, tell them you've got a bag or stoma, they should understand both. Some people will never have heard of it and they're going to be a bit more awkward, but it should work. Enjoy yourself, go on your holiday, go to your business meeting, and try and ignore the fact that you've got a bag of fluid stuck to your stomach.